You know you're in Denver when you're at a public park. There's families out here, there's people running around, there's kids, all this type of stuff, and three sketchy individuals come out from like the parking lot behind me, like behind a center, and they're talking about meeting the guy, and they're sketchy looking people that have a little scratch type of vibe to them, and they saying like they're trying to meet the guy to get the stuff. So you ain't getting weed. This is Denver. You can drive down to the corner and get whatever you want. So, welcome to Denver. But in this video, I want to talk about a few of the mystics that got me started on the manifestation path. A lot of these were mentioned in the video that I need to redo, but like the books that get you started on your spirituality, a lot of them are mentioned and going to be mentioned in this video, but I'm going to redo that video. The video is trash. So, as a lot of people, if you watch any of my manifestation videos, understand is like Neville Goddard was one of my biggest teachers. Neville used the Bible to teach manifestation, and he taught that we are Jesus, we are God. The book, the Bible, is literally about us. It's about the reader. It's like a manuscript or directions of how to manifest your life and get in touch with your higher self or that God energy that's in everybody. It connected with me a lot because, like I mentioned before, like it auto played and life said, hey, listen to this dude. And family members listen to this video, like you probably will wholeheartedly disagree, but like I was lonely in Denver, so let me be. But he sounded like a British version of my grandpa. So it was one of those things that like I listened to him because it just made me feel at home. But the more I listened to him, I was like, yo, he's speaking something that the world typically ain't gonna talk about. So I listened, and it got me started with this, you know. The other one is Dr. Joseph Murphy. He is an actual, like, he was a student with Neville under the same teacher, Abdullah. There's not much about him, but he was like an Ethiopian Jew that like mastered this. But there's not any text about him or videos about him, so you know that kind of went cold there. But Dr. Joseph Murphy is a little bit more scientific. Where if you're like a psychology major, if you're into psychology, you can probably connect with him a little bit more. He does reference the Bible because they had the same teachers. So that's where the stuff is going to come from. But he introduces the mind, the subconscious mind, and how these positive affirmations are things that, you know, bring things into reality. You know, if you listen to him, you're probably, like I said, into psychology and stuff. And mixed a little bit with the religion and the psychology, he'd probably be a good mix for you. Dude keeps looking at me, that's why my face is scrunched up like in a weird way, but whatever. Next is Walter Lanyon. Now when you listen to this dude, that's like he's like the you've mastered this and you are living this amazing blissful life. Like he's talking to you from a cloud. Like he's just like, it's beautiful, it's wonderful, all the power that's in you. And don't get me wrong, it be making me feel good, but he be putting it in such a simple, like euphoric type of way that's the goal I'm trying to live at. I'm trying to be on that happy state where I'm just in bliss 24/7. I'm happy 24/7, but I want to be in bliss 24/7. And if you want to give some of those books a try, I'm gonna leave a few links. But I think it was like Without the Smell of Fire. I think that's what the first book I read by him was called. Amazing book. It filled in a bunch of gaps that like Neville and Dr. Murphy, like some things I just couldn't get from them, and he kind of filled in those gaps and just gave you that feeling of this is what it feels like when you finally master this. There's like a few honorable mentions, I guess. There's Stuart Wilde. Once again, does he talk about God too much? I remember I listened to him in the very beginning before I truly got a good understanding about it. Then there's Florence Scovel Shinn. Like, and if you need a woman to teach you this manifestation stuff, like, she's really good. She uses a few prayers, a little bit of biblical stuff, but what I like about her is she gives a lot of examples. You know, like Dr. Joseph Murphy and Neville, they give a few examples here and there, but they're kind of a little bit more sporadic. You probably get like 2 or 3. She gives you whole books full of example after example after example. And if you really want to get understand how this whole process works, I highly recommend you get into some of her works. If I had to rank them, once again, Neville and Florence Scovel Shinn, they're kind of like elementary, as in they're very, very easy to, well, I say that, Jesus, they're very easy to understand. Sorry, I'm in a public park. There's going to be kids screaming. I'm not sure if my phone picks that up or not. But yeah, Neville and Florence Scovel Shinn, they are uh, very easy to understand. When Neville gets into his biblical bag and he's talking about this and that and the disciples, I'll be like, you're losing me a little bit. But, you know, he makes it very simple. He said, look, this is what the Bible says. And when you translate some of these things correctly, the Bible's a completely different book. It's about you. Florence Scovel Shinn gives you a bunch of examples. So when you're doing your elementary school workbook, it's nice to just copy the example before for the rest of the problems. So they're really good, almost introductory ways. If you want to go the super spiritual route or the practical route, they're pretty good. Joseph Murphy is kind of like almost like 7th, 8th grade, if not freshman level high school. You know, it's like it's pretty much the same stuff, but he like gets into the subconscious mind and the conscious and subconscious mind, and it's pretty simple. He gives like a few more affirmations and things like that. But for me personally, he was like I didn't connect with him as much, but he was kind of similar to Neville in a way. So you know, he filled in a few little gaps. And then if you want to go like college level, it's, oh yeah, I didn't really mention him, but Thomas Troward. If you want like dissertation, master's level, PhD, peer-reviewed article about spirituality, manifestation, how you are God, how you are the universe, you go to him. Like, it honestly gives me a headache trying to read his stuff. Like, it really does. I'd be like, I get what you're saying, bro, we're God, but you made that sound very, very complicated. But some people, you know, brains work differently. I like things to be simple. But if you have that mind that's always craving new information at a scholarly level, that's where you go. Now, if you want to be sitting on your cloud, like high-fiving Jesus, you playing spades with Jesus or something like that, then you want to look into Walter Lanyon. Like Walter C. Lanyon, that dude, blissful. That's all I could say. Like he puts things in such a simple way, and it's almost like in like the most playful way. He's like, how don't you know this great secret? That's pretty much what he is. And if you use all these people, you're gonna get started. Now, if you don't connect with any of them at all, YouTube algorithms and Amazon algorithms will start pumping you different resources that you can use. And those sketchy people I was talking about are the two walking right behind me. They look a little sketchy, but anywho, like yeah, like so those are some people you can listen to and read their books. Some people don't have too many recordings, but they have text, and I can link Amazon things or robot voices in the description below if you're looking for those resources. But I hope this helps. I hope this gives you someone that you can connect to and boost that spirituality power. Until next time, take care.